Everybody, welcome to the Aardvark interviews. I got my great co-host Desiree. It just rolls off my tongue. Is Tristan
We have Tristen
available?
Stafford.
Tristan,
How's it
All right.
going, guys? How are you?
Oh, it's so good to see you,
Tristan,
Jeff. How you
welcome.
It's been
doing?
a while, Des. How are you?
Welcome to
I'm
Aardvark
great. Thank
interviews.
you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you both for inviting me. This is super cool.
What are you doing now?
You mean right now or in
Right
life?
this second. Right this
Right
moment.
this second. Well, I'm chilling here. I'm in my girlfriend's apartment in Williamsburg, just kind of playing through Labor Day, and tomorrow the real world starts again. So hanging out.
All right. Magnifiq, are you with us? Oh, he's
he's
back
here.
from London.
Yeah.
Do you know Tristan?
I don't. I've never. Well, I've never heard of him. To be fair, but it's lovely to meet you.
Tristan lives in London as well, right?
No. I'm
Not
over in Queens. Andrew, are you in New York?
Yeah, I'm in Manhattan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tristan, what did Des tell you about things?
You are interested in interviewing or just kind of having me on the show to kind of talk about just movie stuff, production stuff, whatever. I'm hanging out. And Pretenders. I'm here to talk about a movie that I've got coming out in October.
Oh, do you have is that the movie that Des is in the bathroom in and she gets kidnapped?
No.
Business.
The bathroom business. He's obsessed.
Yeah, man.
Tell bathroom scene. Who started this? Anyway.
How long is the film?
It's 90 minutes.
Wow, it's like a real feature-length film.
Yeah. We put that whole thing together. It took probably, I don't know, we shot principal photography in like 3 weeks.
Wow. Is it in the cutting room now? Is it
No, it's fully done. We actually won the best feature film prize over at CineQuest this year, which is a film festival based out in San Jose. And through there, we actually found we got acquired. We found distribution through a company called Gravitas Ventures, and right around the middle towards end of October, we'll be out on like video on demand services, just a ton of streaming services. But we'll have a lot more details posted within like the next 2 weeks. We've got like a bunch of PR meetings lined up to figure out how the stuff's all going to come out and how we should best direct people to the movie. But yeah. That's I didn't meet Dez the first time there though. I met Dez, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago.
Everything, right?
Yeah. I had the chance to direct a web series, like a couple episodes of a web series, and Dez, I met her on set forever ago.
And it's so much fun filming with you guys, like you and James and Adam. It's just fun.
Thank you very much. Yeah. We I don't know it. We all kind of seem to not do great outside of the movie world, and then the minute we step on set, we feel wonderful. So it's kind of
the same in the studio when you're recording, when you're doing music.
Yeah, it just kind of clicks. It's like I don't know, you get in a flow state when you're there, and it's like I don't know, nobody wants to work 13, 14-hour days, but sometimes it happens on independent movie sets, and it's like. It sucks. We're getting like 4 hours of sleep sometimes, but I don't know. The actors, the other crew, they get to sleep in, and us, at the top doing the producing stuff. We're usually up super early, and we're first to show, last to go. So,
but can't you get the film released on like Amazon or some shit like that?
Yeah. So Amazon actually has a pretty open service for people to post their films, but. One of the biggest issues that we found doing our own self-distribution is that, I don't know, our lead has a very, like, she's an influencer on TikTok. So that's sort of a solid way in. But us as producers and filmmakers aren't really social media people. Okay. And so it's kind of tough to, direct everybody to whatever platforms we get on with our own merit, like the Amazons, the Vimeo on demand, things like that. We can get it there, but to direct people there, it's tougher. And when we have a distribution company, it adds this like level of legitimacy, I think, too, where people get more excited that someone else was excited. You know what I mean?
Are they good? This Gravitas, are they good?
Yeah, they're everywhere. I don't know. There's not a single platform they're not on, and a lot of these movies that they've bought and acquired and put out over the past few years, they're ones you never would have imagined. They're kind of everywhere.
Well, let me ask you, what did you think about Desiree's acting abilities?
Oh, I loved it. You, Desiree, you showed up to set with a wig on, and I didn't know you had a wig on until the end of the day, and I'm like, holy shit,
that's acting. That's friggin' acting.
It was great, and you came in and you absolutely. What's up?
I'm glad you liked it. I mean, I'm glad you're not like, why did she show up with this wig on?
No. We had to create this motherly figure that both loved and wanted the best for her son, but in a completely selfish.
So did she have a
way? And
did she have a wig? She had a wig of what, like a Florence Henderson?
It was like a brush. It was a swept. It was like brushed to the side. It was.
Do you have that? Do you have that wig?
I still have it. Yeah.
Could you put it on?
Oh my God! It was like playing, like while doing the character. It was like, okay, I'm gonna just be true to the character. And then when I watched it back, I was like, oh God, that kid is gonna need so much therapy. There are mothers out there who are really like that. I was like, damn, she's a bitch.
Yeah, I had I had a friend growing up whose mom was a very similar way, just a super Long Island, real gritty type, get it done, and I have love for you, but it doesn't feel like it. And I don't know, I love that you were able to embody the exact character I wanted to demonstrate. So,
and I love that you had me in it. Thank you.
I love having you to be a part
of it. Is it difficult for you, Des, to play those hard ass roles when you're such a sweetheart?
No. It was fun. It was fun, but then it was like watching it back, I was like, oh, and then I was like, my daughter was watching it with me. And I'm like, if I ever show any signs of that, just, tell me to rein it in some. That was a bit much. It was a bit much.
Otherwise, she's going to go off on a vacation and lie and steal from people and get back at you in some way.
How about you, Tristen? Do you want to plug something, my man? What do you got?
Sure. For right now, I can't give specific dates because
is it in the can, brother? Is it in the can?
Oh yeah. So Pretenders comes out on video on demand right near the end of October, right around week 3 of October, and I don't have this. I'll have the specific date sometimes this week, but you'll be able to catch it on Amazon, on iTunes, on Apple TV, on just a handful of these video on demand platforms.
Now, is this a rom-com or a comedy or a horror film? What is this?
It's a queer comedy about these 3 characters who go on a beach vacation, and at home they're kind of these hometown heroes. They're burnouts who didn't leave. They're not really the most well-rounded trio, and so they go out on this road trip, and while on this beach vacation, they realize they're in a tourist town, and they can kind of become other people. They can lie about their identity. They can pretend to do these schemes, and really, it's not for anything other than the experience. They want to see sort of what other people got in store, and they're so curious about it that they end up following this guy home, this sort of middle-aged, at the end of his rope, kind of guy, and he kind of shows our characters what's going to happen to them if they don't kind of get their shit together. So,
wow.
They find love, they find, happiness, but at the cost of, their own friendship and, points their own ego. So it's a cool one. They smoke a lot of pot and say a lot of stupid shit. It's great.
Excellent, my man. Excellent. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you
October.
Catch it in October.
Yeah, please let me know, when it'll be available. You can
absolutely. I'll reach out.
We should become Facebook friends or some shit like that. Because
cool. Yeah, I'm most active on Instagram, which I think we corresponded with a little bit on. So I'll reach out to you on there if that's cool.
Cool. That'd be great. Sweet. What happened to
when you was
I'm back. I'm back. How
interviews.
am I
There we
going?
go.
I'm here. I'm here.
There we
I've been
go.
for a couple of minutes.
Did you get the wig? Did you get the wig?
Get the wig.
I'll take full fault for that.
All right, Dez, what about you? Do you have anything to plug, Dez?
Do I have anything to plug? Not right now. Just the show, just the podcast. That's it for now. For now.
It very saddens me
And I'm
that
definitely like the more info I get on Pretenders and where people can watch it, I'm damn sure going to talk about that.
definitely. I want to see
You'll
this
get it
movie.
as soon as I get it too. It's
right,
a lot
great.
of this stuff. People are like, "Why aren't you texting me back? You know, where's the emails at?" And I'm like, "Look, you know as much as I do at this point." It's weird having your baby in someone else's hands and just kind of waiting around for it to, you know, be finalized. It's a trip, but yeah, I'll let you know.
Great.
Are you going to have an opening? Are you going to have a big opening?
So for our yeah, we're probably going to have a sort of an after party as opposed to a premiere opening because we already at New York City Independent Film Fest back in June. So we made a New York premiere, and then we premiered at CineQuest a few months prior. And but you know, we always wanted to do some kind of like drive-in tour as well. So maybe we might do something like that for the fall, like a week-long drive-in tour.
Sweet. Dez, are you around?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? The three questions.
Yeah, I want to what made you want to get into directing and writing and everything? Like, let's start from the beginning. What made you want to get into this?
It's I don't know. I'll try to get to it. It's kind of a long one. It was
okay.
So back in the day, like
all right, it's we only got like 15 minutes left, so don't make it too long.
I'll get there. All
right. This isn't a 3-hour film.
So I don't know. There were these things on MySpace called stunt groups, which was just these amateur guys, just fucking teenagers lighting themselves on fire and jumping off stuff. It was like Jackass. It was like Jackass, but on an amateur level.
Cool.
And so that got me into that. I really loved doing that. And when I got into high school, I met this woman who became my librarian at my high school. And she comes in covered in tattoos and piercings. She's super cool, right? Real punk rock.
Sounds like a cool ass librarian.
Huh?
Sounds like a cool ass librarian.
The coolest person I've ever met. And she was the first person to kind of teach me empathy and like teach me how to give a shit about other people. And she was like, you can care about people and film shit and write it all down if you want. And I was like, that's really cool. So for like 3 years, I just was writing just random stuff. And then I went off to college for it, and I had the access to start making stuff. So,
excellent. Question number 2, Des.
Oh, another question for me? Okay, let me see, because I had a couple of questions.
You said you had 1,000 questions to make.
I do. I have a bunch of questions. Let me see. Let me pick one.
All right, let me ask you a question.
I don't know which one to pick. I got a bunch here. Okay, what are some actors and writers who inspired you?
At the time of Pretenders, my biggest influence was Mark Duplass and Jay Duplass, who they're like HBO guys now, but they were actually their first movie they put out in like 2006 was the first movie acquired by Netflix before they were called Netflix. And those guys were just super independent, super DIY, get it done, get it quick, figure out, build up your own cavalry. Don't expect someone else to build it for you or expect to join someone else's. So I don't know. The attitude of filmmaking there is kind of something that, got me to the end of Pretenders.
Okay, do you have like any actors? Let's say if like a genie came to you and was like, okay, you could work with anyone you want to, your industry dream team. You got any directors or writers, actors you would like to work with?
Oh man, my biggest favorite guy right now is Paul Thomas Anderson. He did Boogie Nights and Magnolia and like The Master. I don't know. He's done these really big epics, and I don't know. He writes these stories that feel so much bigger than they really are, because it's about the person in such an epic story. And I don't know. I wish I could write scale like that.
Is that your Instagram handle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Nailed it down before anyone else did.
All right, let me ask you a question, Des.
Yeah.
Who do you think should play the Black Batman?
There's not going to be a Black Batman.
Why not?
Idris Elba. Because he be a great Bruce Wayne, like with the accent and everything. Well, Bruce Wayne doesn't have an accent, but
he could.
I'm gonna say Idris. I'm gonna just say Idris and leave it at that.
What do you think, Magnifiq? Who will be the Black Batman?
Well, I tend to agree with my sister there. You know what I mean? Because he could be very posh, and of course Idris Elba has, he was born in the same city as myself, and he has that accent which would sort of like grab you. So I think he'd be a good one. Definitely.
Great actor.
Why do we have to have a Black Batman? We got enough Black characters. Let's go and dig back in the comic crates and get a Black comic character that has not been done yet.
Yeah.
Let's get somebody who's already Black.
I get that for sure.
What do you think, Tristen?
Transplanting like Batman, who his entire story is about, I don't know. I won't get too into it, but like it's just like a white privilege story, the whole thing, and it's find a superhero.
Right. I know. It's white privilege. His family gets slaughtered and murdered. All right, Tristen.
At a opera that costs $1 million a ticket.
The family got slaughtered. Tristen.
They got slaughtered in tuxedos, though.
Oh man. All right. So, Tristen, let me ask you, who's the Black Batman?
When you said Idris,
because I know this
bothers him
so much. So,
yeah. Idris Elba was up for 007 for a while, right?
So what about Denzel? No Denzel?
He's too old. I mean, you could do like an old.
How old is Idris Elba? 20?
He's the same age as me, Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so he's 30. Okay.
He's I don't know. The fact that he was up for James Bond already puts that high posh, badass. Like that's who he is.
He's a great actor. Do you see him in Luther? Did you see him in Luther?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't checked out Luther. No.
You haven't checked out Luther? Oh my God. All right. We're going to close soon. Is there, Des, do you have anything you want to say? This may be the last time we see you for a while.
Oh, no. You know what I want to know? Okay, we're going to get a little serious now. Do your family and friends support you? And I'm asking that because, like, I'm reading Cicely Tyson's book, right? And her mother kicked her out of the house because her mother's like, you want to be an actor? She wasn't having it. And same with, like, Jennifer Lopez, her mother kicked her out because she was like, you're not doing that. You got to get a real job. Do your family and friends support you?
So that is no. He's going to say no. Look at him.
I've got an interesting story. When I was doing those stunt videos, I was about 14 years old, and I was interviewed on Dr. Phil, and
no way
about like, oh, you're throwing yourself off buildings to get on TV, and you're 14. That's crazy. And that was kind of
that is so cool.
It was awesome. And my dad was the first to be like, "That's sick. Let's do it." So. I don't know. The ignition, I got a lot of support, and then I've always been more of an independent person, so I kind of sprouted out from that. But that immediate ignition, I got a lot of lift off.
Okay.
What's your dream, Tristen?
Well, just to kind of get paid as a filmmaker is the dream for sure. If I can pay my bills, whatever they may be, because I directed a movie, that's the goal.
Shoot, I have the same dream for acting. This is what I want to get paid doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
what I love doing.
I mean, aside from just like financial stuff too, it's always about, I don't know, you kind of appreciate the art that you do all the time. You got to learn to love every inch and every aspect of your craft and all the different types of languages that are, I mean, I make movies. So like you've got a visual language, you've got an audio language, you've got music language, you've got acting language, you've got dialogue, which is literally just the way people talk. Like there's all these different ways to just communicate. And I guess the ultimate dream is just to be able to communicate absolutely anything that I want. And it's a very weird goal, but because it's not something you really think about. But when you take all these different forms of ideas and you try to figure out how to boil it down to one idea or drive it home in a way that is communicated clearly, it's cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do and a lot of stuff you can say by putting those modes of communication together.
All right. So do you fellas right here, Tristen and Magnifiq, do you fellas think that, are you okay with the possibility that you would remain indie and not mainstream and sell to a big production company or whatever, and like make not as much money as you would make being in the machine, so to speak? Mm-hmm. Are you okay with that? Because it seems that indies don't make as much money as Hollywood,
if any at all. I mean,
right? That's what I'm saying.
There's so many movies that deem themselves like independent, but they're still made with $5 million. It's like, Jesus, how independent can you be? But yeah, totally, for sure.
But would you?
If I have like a level of say over the entire production, that's kind of
no. But you lose that. You lose your say over the entire production.
Yeah. If I were to jump to big budget movies, but I wouldn't mind that. But I wouldn't be unhappy if I was an independent filmmaker forever, making money, and maybe not the most money, but making the choices that I think are true. You know what I mean?
What do you think, Magnifiq?
Interference and all that?
No, there's big interference in Hollywood. But Tristen, do you have any closing remarks before we put you in jail?
Before you put me in jail, don't put me in jail, please. That's my closing remarks. No, I mean, thank you guys for having me on. This was really, really neat. And
thank you for coming on.
Guys, it was great to see you. Like, I want to see you more. Please, let's link up soon.
Oh, that's sweet. He doesn't want to see me at all. All right, Dez.
Oh, I'd love to see you too. You'll have to tag along.
Dez, do you have any closing remarks?
Thank Magnifiq and Tristen for being on, and
thank you for having us on.
Taking time out of their lives and their schedules. Thank you guys.
Wonderful.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome.
I'd like to thank the people at Mojo Rising and, of course, Dez Calrissian, which is like a Star Wars thing or something. And you could catch her in this movie coming up, Pretenders, with Tristen. Also become a smoking room member. If you join the smoking room right now, Dez will put on the wig and you will be able to see the wig if you will be a sponsor of this show, Aardvark Interviews. It's every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
A different wig every week.
Such a good friggin' co-host. Just
incredible.
Unbelievable. All my love. So, and we got listed live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, we got shows at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Part of the topical entertainment news. It's not tropical, it's topical. So thank you, everyone, for being on my show tonight. I want to hook up with you, Tristen.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Andrew.